Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're diving into the world of car maintenance and tackling a crucial component, the brake calipers. These little guys play a big role in stopping your car safely, so it's important to keep them in tip-top shape. In this video, we'll be exploring 7 telltale signs that your brake calipers might be on their last legs. From unusual noises to uneven brake pad wear, we'll cover everything you need to know to identify a potential problem before it becomes a major safety hazard. So, buckle up and get ready to learn all about the symptoms of a defective brake caliper. Remember, early detection can save you time, money, and most importantly, keep you safe on the road. Let's get started. One of the most noticeable signs of a bad brake caliper is if your car pulls to one side when you brake. This happens because the caliper isn't clamping down on the brake rotor evenly, causing one side of the car to brake harder than the other. If you notice your car pulling to one side when you brake, it's important to get it checked out by a mechanic as soon as possible. Another sign of a bad brake caliper is fluid leaks. Brake fluid is a hydraulic fluid that helps to transfer the force from your brake pedal to the calipers. If there's a leak in the caliper, it can cause the brake fluid to leak out, which can lead to a loss of braking power. If you see any brake fluid leaks, it's important to get your car checked out by a mechanic right away. A spongy or soft brake pedal is another sign of a bad brake caliper. This happens because the caliper isn't able to build up enough pressure in the brake system. If you notice your brake pedal feeling spongy or soft, it's important to get your car checked out by a mechanic as soon as possible. If you notice that your car's braking power has decreased, it could be a sign of a bad brake caliper. This happens because the caliper isn't able to clamp down on the brake rotor as effectively as it should. If you notice a decrease in your car's braking power, it's important to get it checked out by a mechanic as soon as possible. Irregular brake pad wear can also be a sign of a bad brake caliper. This happens because the caliper isn't clamping down on the brake rotor evenly, which can cause one side of the brake pad to wear out faster than the other. If you notice that your brake pads are wearing unevenly, it's important to get your car checked out by a mechanic as soon as possible. The most common symptom of a bad brake caliper is a dragging sensation. This means that the brakes feel like they are constantly applied, even when you are not pressing the brake pedal. This can cause the car to pull to one side, and it can also make the brakes wear out prematurely. Another common symptom of a bad brake caliper is an abnormal noise. This could be a grinding, squealing, or clunking sound. The noise is usually caused by the brake pads rubbing against the rotor. The brake caliper is a critical component of your car's braking system. It houses the brake pads and pistons, which apply pressure to the brake rotor to slow or stop the car. When the brake pedal is pressed, hydraulic fluid is sent to the caliper, which pushes the pistons and clamps the brake pads against the rotor. This creates friction, which slows or stops the car. There are a few ways to tell if a brake caliper is defective. One way is to look for the symptoms listed above. Another way is to visually inspect the caliper. If you see any cracks, leaks, or other damage, the caliper should be replaced. If you think you have a bad brake caliper, it is important to have it checked by a qualified mechanic as soon as possible. A bad brake caliper can cause your car to pull to one side, and it can also make the brakes wear out prematurely. In some cases, a bad brake caliper can even cause the brakes to fail completely. The brake caliper is an important part of your car's braking system. If you suspect that your brake caliper is defective, it is important to have it checked by a qualified mechanic as soon as possible.